I witnessed, recorded, and produced these videotapes of the Washington, D.C. hearing. Their authenticity is above question.
This is produced as part of the ongoing work on the website, thewaythetruthandthelife.net.
This is a hearing about the government licensing the electrocution of people to cause grand mal seizures. Think of the millions of dollars, taxpayers' money, spent to pay psychiatrists and their supporters and for the worldwide travel in putting this conference together, while the victims and opponents had to pay their own way.
Us and Hollywood have generally been blamed for the bad image that ECT has. To what extent do you think that's because of the old-fashioned image of what ECT used to be?
Well, I think that Cuckoo's Nest was a very powerful film, and I've seen it several times. And that's probably one that comes most to mind. It still plays on cable frequently.
Was that depiction of ECT entirely wrong for the time period that it was set in?
I think that there were many aspects of that which were chilling and upsetting to modern-day psychiatrists. I think that what happened in Cuckoo's Nest was a lot of things that happened. ECT was unmodified, and we don't do that anymore. But more important, and probably more subtly and more grabbing than that, was the coercion. And people were grabbed, not given any choice, and it's something that happened to them.
But on the technical side, what about the technical aspect of the convulsions that body?
Those were very brutal. And the fact is that ECT, before we had the induction of general anesthesia, before we had muscle relaxants, before we learned to modify the current, was a bone-cracking kind of experience. But again, I think it's only fair and judicious to place it in some context, and I don't use the context of the coercion as fair, but the context of the fact that in the 40s and 50s, we had no treatments available that were effective outside of ECT for controlling very disturbed behavior. We also are aware, however, and we say in our report, that not only was it used for controlling disturbed behavior or suicidal behavior, it was also used to control behavior. And that is also a major problem, and that has to be acknowledged.
One electroshock treatment can equal the energy of 3 pistol shots to the head.
Dr. Rose accepted 2 pieces of literature for reference. I would hope and you might make copies available for the panel. We're talking about having a police factor information on the device and what we're using. And the one copy is the Thymatron, the brochure on a single sheet handout on the Thymatron pulse ECT device. And in there it shows the physical characteristics. I've also included a current Winchester ammunition catalog because it shows the energy with which the bullets have. But running this machine at its maximum brings 201 joules of energy. That is 148 foot-pounds. If you're interested in actually understanding, like the truth in lending and what they're talking about, 1 joule is 0.07376 foot-pounds. But what this means is this device, when operated at its maximum capacity, will lift a 1-pound weight 148.7 feet. The energy contained in that is equivalent to 3 25-caliber pistol slugs. Now that is just pure factual data. To give that lifting of 1 pound energy equivalence in informed consent, how could you not do that? And if you're going to give a procedure, the total energy and the total time are the physical parameters that characterize the device. How could you not include that information? And if a doctor prescribes a drug, he has to record the prescription. Why isn't the total time and the total energy recorded? This has been an experimental hazardous device for years now. Why hasn't this information been gathered that we could be talking with concrete objective facts rather than subjective opinions of psychiatrists and patients?
One electroshock treatment can equal the energy of 3 pistol shots to the head.
All right, out with your gun.
Huh?
Out with your gun.
Okay, this won't hurt. It'll be over in just a moment.
What's that?
Conductant.
Little dab will do you. Right, Mr. Jackson?
Open your mouth.
What's that?
This will keep you from biting your tongue.
Well,
Now just bite down on it. That's right. Just bite down. Now bite down on it.
good. You ready?
Ready.